Welcome. My name is Elaine Enríquez, and thank you for tuning in through our social media outlets. Share the vision. In today's program, we have singer, songwriter, and international speaker Elizabeth Sanchez. Elizabeth, welcome.
Oh, I'm so happy, Elaine, to be here with you again and to show you the new things and the wonderful things that God have this year for me.
We have been keeping track of your career, your ministry, and we have lots to talk about.
Yes.
You have evolved beautifully, and God has done wonderful things in your ministry. How do you feel?
I think the first word that I can put in here is blessed, because sometimes you want some things in your life that are not correct for you, but God is putting that things that sometimes you have in your heart, He's putting you there, but He's giving you in the right exact time when He sees you that you are prepared. For me, this career is being knowing me not only as a singer, but also as a human being, also knowing my things that I'm not good at. And God is telling me, Elisa, you have to grow up in those things that you're not good, because you're going to be prospered in that way, to give, to still giving the voice of peace that you give to all of the people around you.
I want to direct myself to this camera specifically just to tell everyone how Elizabeth has expanded as a leader, an important leader of our community and abroad. That's a big responsibility, Elizabeth.
Mhm.
It's amazing that the Lord keeps pouring more blessings, but more responsibilities as a young, beautiful young lady that you are,
Yeah.
full of talents and gifts from above.
Yes, you're absolutely right. The only thing that I want to do when I first begin my city is that the people know my story, my real story, and that I will be happy doing that. But I didn't know that God was putting so much effort also in me to spread this world all around the world. Because I think that this message is not only for one continent or one country or one people. I feel that my message has to be for all of the people around the world. And I think the best responsibility that I have is to not only give peace to those people, but also give love. That's the main reason that we are in this world. And I think that in these times that are past, love is being forgotten, because we are always saying, oh, it's me first, me. My priority is me, and the rest, I will handle it later when I want it. And it's not like that. First is the priorities of other people, and then yours can come second. Because sometimes you see that people will need some words of advantage. And they said, oh, thank you for giving me this world, because it's not only your words that are inspiring me, it's also your music, but also your heart. And I think that in this project that is called Hope is Born, it's not only my projects and my music that are hearing, it's also the heart that I put in everything that I do, that the people now are checking out my music and also me as a person and as a human being.
Wow. You joined the celebration of the month of the Bible with a beautiful theme, La Esperanza, which is the project that you are currently putting forth to bless people. What does this song mean to you personally?
For me, it means that God was always with me when I was passing through rough times. Since the day I was born, I was passing through my first rough time. And then when I suffered bullying, I passed to my second rough time. But I never forgot that God was putting me La Esperanza inside of me, so I can control all of the situation that I was around me. And thank God for this song, because it's not only prosper me as a person, but also prosper me as an artist. And now I know the ways when I'm passing through difficult times that mi esperanza is always with me, because God is the one who's giving it to me.
Wow, that's just wonderful to hear. You were recently in Colombia, beautiful country, as a speaker at an important event. How was that experience like?
Beautiful. Colombia is such a beautiful country, not only because of the country, but also because of the people who live in the country. The people there are persons that are very warm. They give you a lot of love. And for me, singing through those people and being in a lot of TV shows that are also non-Christian and inviting me to give a speech that is totally the opposite of what other persons that go to those programs said, for me was a big advantage, but in a good way. But I said advantage not because the person was giving it to me. It's because I said the advantage because God put me that person to direct me to those programs. And for me was a privilege to also talk to another whole new country, another whole new culture, and saying that sometimes the good things are good for us because it's not only our good, it's the good that God put us inside of us that let us speak the way that we speak and let us be the person that we are. And one thing that I know this year and that I will going to keep doing it is that all of the opportunities that God is giving me and all of the places that God is opening me the door to go to, I will always go, because no, sometimes you don't know what persons you are touching because of the big story that some people have to say.
That's wonderful because you're hearing God's voice and you're being led by God's guidance. And that's important. And I love that you share that with us here today. How did they receive your testimony in Colombia?
Powerful. They even cry and everything because they tell me, I cannot imagine that the girl that is in front of me talking is the one that was suffering all of that when she was a baby and how she overcome that. Like the majority of these persons that work in these programs, they think that I survived because for doctors or because my life was designed that way. But I have to change a little bit and I have to tell them it's not the life that we have, it's the life that God let us be, that we need to have. And for them was a big impact to see me even singing. And when I said, and when they were talking to me and I said I could not even speak because for all of the tubes that I have on my throat, and they were like, wow, you sing. And then they said, yes, it has to be God's blessing. And it was very powerful, not only for them, but also for me.
What happens when you're in the midst of ministering the music, and more than just the sound of that beautiful music, but the message? What goes through you? Can you tap into that? Can you explain?
Is peace. A peace that the only one who can give it to me is God. I feel like I'm not singing. I feel like I'm talking to the persons in the way that I put my songs into lyrics. And I feel that it's not only the persons that hear me will change, I also change because for the stories that I also hear. And for me, it's a big accomplish, not only to tell the persons that they have like to go this way if they want it, but also to tell the persons that God is always with us. And I feel like I have a big commitment to this world that God put it to me, not only my music, but also in the way that I talk, in the way that I project myself. I think I'm growing little by little.
For sure. I can attest to that growth.
Yes.
As a young person in this generation, how important is it for you to be able to connect with them? And how has that experienced brought to you more knowledge to be able to do more as an important leader of our community and around the world?
Like I told you later on, I never thought that God will give me this big accomplish to be a leader. Because I never thought that I will be a leader. Because the some persons that I have near me in the school and sometimes the places that I go, they never let me be the person that I want to be. But now that God is expanding me to go to all of these countries, go to all of these places, I feel that I'm not also a leader, I'm also a voice to those persons that doesn't want to talk for the bad things that they're passing. I'm not talking only about bullying at school. I'm talking about other bullies and other stuff worse than mine that could happen. And I feel that I'm the voice also for those persons. And when they come to me and they say to me, oh, finally, I meet you, I hear all about you, I feel so blessed because I feel that my message is touching hearts. Not only for kids, not only for teenagers, also is touching hearts for parents that have a big commitment to sometimes these parents that have children with that cannot learn in a specific way like me. Sometimes they said what I will do with my child or my daughter or my son when I'm not here. And when they hear my story and they hear what my parents do with me, they said, wow, now I can be now have like material to keep going with my son or daughter that are passing through difficult times also.
You are an ambassador of the kingdom, and you're focused, you are sure of yourself in the sense that the Lord has called you, and we can receive that. And it's so inspiring to go to God and have that relationship with God and see what God has in store for all of us. It's just wonderful. And being here with you is a moment that we should all meditate on the word and on that relationship with the Lord, because he's amazing.
Yes.
Well, soon you'll be in Mexico. What will you be doing?
Yeah, I'm going to be in Mexico now in October from the 15th to the 24th of October. I'm going to sing in activity that they invite me from churches to churches. I also will be going to the programs there that also invite me. And I'm also going to sing to persons that they never want to be seen. It called Masawa is an Hindu persons, and they know, and the people that are typically normal like me and you doesn't want to go to that places because they feel that they are different. And now I'm going also to sing for them. It's a tribute, and I'm going to sing to them and tell them that they are not different. We're all the same, and we are people that have to keep going and keep projecting the voice and the message of God. So I'm very excited.
Tell me if you have a testimony that you can share with us when you arrive in these countries and you meet people. What are the first things that you encounter?
First of all, I feel the peace of God. And when the people come to me, they tell me that, where was I? Like, where was this girl? Where were you? And I said, oh, I live in the United States, in Miami was in my home. I never want to get out because I was so shy in the beginning. They say that my story is very powerful. And it's not only my singing, it's the message that I'm projecting. I don't know if my message was different. I don't know if the people will react the same way. I cannot tell you that because I don't know. But I think the message is the one that impacts all generations that I'm with. And I'm really honored that the people is receiving my story the best way possible, and they give me all of this love and everything. So I feel very blessed and very happy.
And you bring a lot of information to our community. Obviously, you've been in many television programs, radio programs, and it's important to share, even with our locality, that we're all the same. We may be from different countries as God appointed, but we're all the same. We have to have the love of God, the love of man, and the love of who God made us to be able to share with the world.
Yes, I think that what I said is, when the places that God is sending me, I will go. Because I don't know if that door will open it again a second time. I changed so much, not only as a singer, but also as a human being, that now the opportunities that God is bringing me, I don't think it twice as I did when I was younger. I just go. And I just said what God led me to say. It's not me that I'm talking, it's God that's the one who's helping me, putting me the right words into my mouth. So every place that I go and every person that I meet, I try to speak the good news of God, of course, in different ways, because saying God too much to some people, it bothers them a lot. More to the people that think that we are not here for anything, like we came here like, oh, it's magic. And now I'm learning also the way that I have to talk in every program that I'm invited to, because sometimes God in other programs, it doesn't like the person and said, oh, it's boring me. So now God is giving me the intelligence to talk right,
The wisdom.
the wisdom to know when to talk, when to be quiet, and when to give me the right words in every program
Yes.
that I go to.
Wow. Tell me, is there a presentation that you hold dear to your heart?
There are two. First, my first time in Expo Lead, that it was when I met you.
Yes.
That I seen the Mary Griffin. For me, is the first angel that God sent me, because thanks to her, my city and me as myself explode. Like, thanks to her, I've been known. And now being in Good Morning America, but in the Spanish in Univision, it was an impact for my life, because I never thought that I would be invited to these big televisions. Because who am I? I'm only a girl who is talking about God and giving the good news for the people that needs them. And when they told me that I was invited the first time, I feel so blessed. And when I was walking and seeing all of the good things that God was giving me, and when the first thing that I did when I was sitting down, they were putting makeup on me, I did a prayer and I said, God, thank you for giving me this big opportunity to keep spreading the word of you. And when I enter and when I sing to them, I feel like I was at home, because they give me so much love and they love me as the way I am. So I think that soon again, I will be going again in December. So let's see how that next experience is coming.
It's going to be wonderful. I know. What message can you leave in the hearts of our viewers today?
The first message is to love God and then to love ourselves. I think that if you don't love ourselves the way that God make us, you cannot love the people that will come to you in the present way. I was a person that I didn't like myself, and God was telling me that I first need to like myself so my project will come out the right way. And when I begin like myself, I said, God, thank you, because now my project will go the way that you want it to go, will flow, like they say, the way that you want it to go. And I think that the first love is have love in God, because He's the one who put you in this world. And second is give you love first to you, so you can give the best love to the persons that are coming to your way, and you sometimes don't even know when that person will need your help.
Wow. What else is in store for Elizabeth Sanchez?
Well, I think that this year is been really fast for me. And for now, I'm finishing my song from Colombia, my vallenato. I'm just finishing in Christmas. And I want to keep spreading the word of God from all around the world, because every night I dream about that. I dream that my story is going all around the world. I don't know. I think that God put me that in my heart. And right now I'm really happy for the way that I'm growing, and for the opportunities that I wanted one time when I was younger, and God didn't give it to me because I was not prepared. And He's given to me now because He sees now in me that I'm prepared for everything that that is coming my way, that I can handle it the best way. So now I'm happy for all of these trips and all of these programs that are again thinking and saying, look, we want her again because she's bringing a great message. So I think it's not for me. I'm waiting for the things that God is putting my way to be better.
Elizabeth, thank you for sharing the vision. There's a lot of stories, beautiful stories. Some are watching at this moment. This program will stay in social media. There's going to be other people that are going to be watching later on through the course of the day, the week, the months, and the years. Isn't it important that these stories, as well as your story, my story, be told?
Yes, I think that all of the stories in the life of the people have to be told, because you never know what persons you're touching and what souls are taking that contagious that you have to be a better person. For me, in my experience, I didn't even know that God will give me the privilege to help others with my story. And in that way, I'm also helping myself too. So what I say to the people, to the persons that are watching us, is that please tell your story, because you don't know what souls and what other persons that are hearing you may touch your heart.
Most definitely. How can all of us have the opportunity to contact you? What are the social media outlets you have chosen to share the word of God in your music
Yes.
and your message?
My message. You guys can follow me in all of the social media as Elizabeth Sanchez Music. My webpage is in Spanish, but it's www.elizabethsanchezmusica.com. And my YouTube channel is Elizabeth Space Sanchez Space Music.
Wow. I love it.
And super fast, right?
Yes. And don't you have a message that you told me before we went on air, that I still look young?
Yes. Like she has to pass me the formula. Like I need to be this young when I get some years.
She just earned a program and she will then interview me.
Yes, I hope soon.
Yes. Thank you so much. Thank you to our Instagram, all of you that have connected through that social media outlet, Facebook, YouTube. Thank you so much. Through the years, Elizabeth, we are so thankful that we're still here. We're still sharing the story that impacts lives the story of Christ.
Yes, thank you. And
Salvation.
it almost been 3 years that we know each other. Wow, time passed.
But we have a
Super fast.
special friendship
Yes.
and relationship. And every time we see each other, it's just
It's like-
amazing. We just love to speak to one another and continue to share God's blessings in our lives.
Yes. Yes. We are here like family. So thank you again for inviting me. And I hope I see you guys very soon. Bye.
Thank you so much. Please visit all our other social media outlets, as I mentioned earlier, to be able to learn more about Elizabeth Sanchez. We always have something there for you to be able to connect with. God bless you, and I'll see you on the next Share the Vision. And who knows, it might be your vision. Bye-bye.
Bye.